All right, guys, let's go ahead and finish up chapter 4, the compression grip. Now, this move was difficult to break down. It's called the spin. You guys, if you've used the Bulgarian bag before, you're familiar with the movement. I remember learning how to use the Bulgarian bag and then picking up the hydrocore and thinking I had it figured out, but just was not the case. So we slowly started picking apart different movements and giving them life inside the bag. All right, so for this next exercise, we're going to learn the spin. Now, there's a move called the royal coil, and we've modified that a little bit and called it the royal wave. The royal wave will teach us how to spin our hydrocore bag. Now, this has a lot to do with timing based off of funneling energy from one horn to the next. Let me go ahead and give you a brief demo of what this is going to look like. I'm going to start off in my compression grip. This time, my fingers are going to be facing vertical. The bag is over my head, as you can see. I'm going to drop one elbow down, and you'll start to see the water pour into the other horn. Now, from my point of view, the water is toppling end over end, so it's crashing. What I want to do is I want to cause a funneling, so we're going to change that up just here in a bit. For now, pay attention to the water tumbling from right side to left side. As the water pours from one side to the other, my lat starts to engage more and more simply because there's more water on it. Now, I'm going to transition to the opposite side. Of course, being very static, keeping the water very still and very silent. All right, guys, that's step 1. Step 2, instead of the water toppling end over end, and guys, you're going to need to look at the bag, I'm going to tilt my fingers behind me. And so now the water has a chance to travel through the belly. And what you'll see on the other side is the water spins instead of topples over. If I angle the bag back, the water spins. All right, so this will be the drill that we're going to start off with. Eventually, we're going to open up our spinning mechanics by doing external rotation and getting off of the center line. So watch this. Compression grip, load the lat, sit back and open the hip. Angle back, standing position, opening up the hip. Now, as I'm doing that, I'm going to flex my obliques, stretch out my spine, and lean on my oblique and my lat. Finally, I'm going to let the water completely fall to my dead hang position. Now, if I keep the water spinning from side A to side B, the water will stay spinning as you go into your royal coil on the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, and back. Now, guys, usually I have my students face forward, but I want you to rotate and look at the water as it transitions from left side to right side. The spin is no easy move. It takes time, it takes dedication. Serena, let's see if the cues we've had can help put this together for us today. All right, there you go. Serena, this is your first time doing this? Let's go ahead and face the camera. Take center stage. All right, so guys, you want to be able to look your students in the eyes, so the bag needs to be up high. From there, we're going to pour the water. We'll go into the right arm. Go ahead and look, yep. And so Serena's toppling the water end over end. Is that true, Serena?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this lat is loaded. Let's go to the opposite side. We go to our vertical position. keeping the bag vertical, and topple. Serena's doing a great job of looking. Yes, 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 keep pouring, keep pouring. The more we pour, the more the lat engages. And remember, look at the water. Very good. And then let's bring it to the other side. And what you should see is you should see a stream running right down the center. All right, now Serena, as we go back, we're going to angle our fingers back just a bit. And now I want you to see if the water spins like a cyclone. Yes, very good. And then now the opposite side. Notice how the belly is behind Serena. The water spins. Now, Serena, let's try and use that tall active on the left side as we move to the left side. So we have the external rotation of the hip, we lift the heel, and now the lat and the obliques are being loaded a lot more. We switch sides. Very good. And Serena's doing her best to move her spine off of the center line, sitting back into the hip. Opposite side. Sitting back into the hip. Hey coach, how far do I sit back into the hip? You'll find out once you start swinging. All right, Serena, let the water pour all the way out and drop to the bottom. Good, very good. And now from here, we'll go back up. All right, load the water into one side, coil. Yep, you're doing great. All right, drop the water, coil on the other side. Oh, in the front. Yes. There it is. In the front. There you go. There it is. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to steal it from you. It's good work. How'd that feel?
A lot better.
Felt
a lot better, yeah.
Okay.
As I progressed and got more comfortable and utilized my breath and paid attention to where the water was going.
The first rep is just you taking it in. Pay attention to where the water's going. Serena, I think that looked really good. Okay, so what we practiced was the right side to left side. And this in itself, it can be a struggle. From now, we'll warp to the other side, go behind. Other side, behind. Sound good? Yes. Okay. All right, the full spin. Pour the water into the lap. Drop the water. Scoop.
In front?
Yeah. Yep, there it was. Now we pour behind, going around. Yep, switching the hips and dumping. All right, now if the bag ends up too flat behind you, it's going to pull you back. So just a tiny angle. Yep, that's the angle we want. Just a drip and drop. Hips, drop hips. Nice. Yep. Bag's going just a bit too far back behind you, so keep it vertical just with a tiny bit of drop behind you. There it is. There it is. That's the one. 3 more. Yep. 2. Last one. And time. Guys, after you've done a few reps, just set the bag down, give your body a minute to take all that in, and then jump back in. Okay, this is something you're going to have to put some sets in. I'm going to do a few reps. First, loading the lat. If I'm really trying to challenge the lat, should I be graceful with my approach to the water, or should I just dump it?
Graceful.
Well, the dump, the crashing, there's more reaction. So that's why we start there. Now guys, I'm going to show you this from the side. My bag barely angles, barely. Just that tiny angle. If my bag goes too back over here, this elbow cannot get in front. This elbow cannot get in front. I have to tip up just a bit. And this is the sweet spot. Coil. Scoop. Coil. Voila. guys, the spin. All right, Serena, what's the difference between the mill and the coil?
The loading of the lap.
Yeah, and the bag stays up, doesn't drop behind. That's the difference. The mill scoops in front, does a 360. Scoops in front, does a 360. Once the top goes up, it stays up. Once the top goes up, it stays up. So the difference between the mill and the spin is the inversion of the bag behind the back. All right, chapter 4. All right, chapter 4 is complete. You guys have a slew of homework to get through. We're going to start chapter 5. All right, we're not going to use the ropes yet. We're going to move to the handles in an explosive section. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next chapter.